Hi, Jake again here for Jake Showcase. Okay, so I've done a lot of studying about working out and about nutrition, and basically I looked at the Navy SEALs, I looked at professional athletes, I've looked at fitness models, and what do they do, what do they not do, and it seems to really vary. A lot of these guys use like the proteins and the shakes and stuff. I don't want nothing to do with it. I want it all natural, Rocky Balboa style. Anyway, I still need to learn a lot, and I'm going to show you the best tool. It's called the Calorie Count that helps you keep track of what you're eating and what you're doing. I'm going to show it to you right now how to use it. Okay, so let's go over here, and just before I go over here, I want to show you that I'm a pretty lean guy, but I don't have a six-pack, right? I'm under 6.5% body fat, and I don't have a six-pack, but nonetheless, that is the case. So you go right here to the website. This is the best thing for you. It's called caloriecount.about.com, and you put your username in and your password in there, and you just have to give them your email. They'll email you for a confirmation. They don't spam you with bad emails, and it doesn't cost you anything, so it's totally free. And this is what you get when you log in. So here's what's called the dashboard, and what it does is it'll show you the amount of calories, the food you eat, the activities you did, and the total calories for how many you have in a day. So the most important ones here are what's called the food log, the activity log, and the weight log, and we're just going to go real quickly through them, how it works. So basically, for a food log, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a day here that I did it. Now, I basically know what I'm doing, so I basically don't need to do this. But when I first started, for quite a long time, I was doing this very religiously, very frequently, so that I could figure out what it is. So basically, you just type in what it is. Like here's whole grain toast. You type in 2 slices and salad. Cabbage rolls has got a lot of calories in it, so it doesn't look like you ate a lot that day, but in fact I did. And if you look here with the Cheerios, I always like eating my Cheerios. That's one of my main, calories, which really isn't that good for you because it's processed flour. But you know what? I don't really care. I'm quite lean enough. So here we go. Kiwis, are a huge one. And then once you've typed all this stuff in, we'll just take an example. Say if you wanted to say you had a yam, you go up in here and you type in yam, Y-A-M, and enter. Okay, and so here's the yam. So there's different things, like if you cook it, if you peel it or not. Let's just take this one here, the top one, cooked or boiled. That's what I do. And then you just say if it's cups or grams, and then ounces, calories, and for breakfast or lunch, and then you add it to your log. It's really quite straightforward. So as you're doing that throughout the day, you can go to this thing called analysis, and that analysis basically gives you a letter score for how you're doing for that day. So there's a total grade here, but the more interesting thing is like the calories, the carbs, the protein, the fat, the sodium. These are all important things. You want to keep your sodium low. That's one of the keys to staying lean. And then as it tabulates it here down the bottom, for this particular day, I had 2,046 calories, which is right around where I should be for then. And I'm just going to give you another day here. So just to give you an example, we'll just go to maybe the 18th of that month and see what I did. Okay, so I scored a little better at A-, right? And then you can see here I have beef, I have round. That's one of my favorite forms of lean protein. I have round, I think, is really good. Regular potatoes are a lot better than people say. And yams are a staple. Kiwis, organic. The solid white tuna is excellent. Anyway, just a bunch of things that shows you, lots or not enough of each particular category. So that day I had 2,104, and it really gives you a real number on what you're doing for that day. So, you know, this is really, really helpful tool. Totally free. I totally recommend you, you know, if you're interested in learning about what you're eating. The first thing is you know, knowing how many calories are coming in, right? Because the diet is the most important thing, more than the exercise. So you got to learn about your diet. What are you eating, right? Are you eating good food? Are you eating too much food? And what are those calories? You'd be shocked at some of the things of anything at Tim Hortons or, you know, McDonald's or any fast food place is bad. And, you know, even processed foods like chips and stuff like that, they're really quite not good for you. So that's for that. Now the next one here is the activity log. So, you know, that's the calories going in, and how many calories do you got going out, right? So now you'd be surprised on your everyday functioning how much calories you burn, right? And this particular day I didn't do any exercise, but I did walk for a long time, and you know, so it added up to 1,087. I think this is like 5 or 6 hours of walking. So now that's not, you know, that's not something a lot of people do, but I walk a lot, and so, you know, I didn't have to do any exercise, and I'm still burning 1,000 calories. But I'm going to get you to a time that was a little bit more maybe normal, to give you a better idea. So we'll go from August 31st of last year to September, let's say, you know, 20th of last year. Okay, and you can see, you know, so you can see you're eating, you're burning calories, sleeping, you're burning calories, showering, toweling off. It all adds up. You'd be surprised. So now calisthenics, this is where I do one of my exercises. I'm going to give a display of what, you know, exercise I do, and, you know, the routine I do, and I've come up with that I find to be the best way to burn calories and, you know, build strength as effectively as I've been able to, you know, research. But this calorie count website, you know, as you track these things, you get to see how many calories are going out, and, you know, you're able to see, you know, and that adds up to your weight. And it really does, because, like, the last thing here is what's called the weight log, right? And so this weight log here, this would have been for that month, but I wanted to show you, you know, for, let's say this month now, from June 11th of this year to, let's say, July, you know, 5th of this year. So you can see over the last month how I've done. So I've gone down about a few pounds, because I dropped, you know, this is just in a little while, but this is your average, the green line, and the blue line is your actual weight. Now another thing I do, and this doesn't, you know, populate, but I put in my body fat percentage and my BMI, just as a, you know, personal thing. I have this scale called the thinner scale. You get for about $40 at Walmart. I do recommend it because it shows you more than just your weight. But nonetheless, here's your weight. You just type in your weight here. So let's just pretend it was like 100 and, you know, 100 and, actually I do know my weight today. I think it's 110.6, and my body fat was 6.4%, right? And my BMI was 18 BMI. Hey, so isn't this kind of cool? Sorry for being a technocrat. I like to capitalize the BMI. Okay, so now I update it here, and so now that's going to update the whole trend. So I'm up a little bit here, but it's really, if you see from about a year ago, I'm down a lot, right? And I basically kind of mediate. I don't really care so much about my weight, because I basically, if I gain, it's probably going to be muscle, right? Just because I do this calisthenics and quite, you know, so. You know, as you can see, I'm quite low. I'm quite a lean guy, and this website is just fantastic. I do recommend that you you know, use it to your advantage, right? Let's just see here in the last 1 month. Yeah, see a little bit of a spike there because it went up a pound. So it's really not a big deal. So this calorie count website is, you know, the point of this, it's a tool that I have found to be, you know, for a guy who doesn't understand anything about fitness, this has been an excellent starting point for learning about it. Each of the different foods. Maybe at some point I'll explain exactly why sweet potatoes are good for you and why walnuts, why this and why that. But basically, the best of the best. If it's not in a package, if it's not canned. The fresher the better, and that's for sure for anything, right? So anyway, there's calorie count. I really hope it helps one person out there. If they like it, it's great. I think it's better than Jenny Craig or Weight Watchers or any other magic pill out there. It's hard work, man, and it's hard work, but if you want it, you can get it, right? So thanks for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.